Hello everybody, my name is Rollock and welcome back to Banjo-Kazooie. In the last episode we finished up everything there was to do at Treasure Trove Cove, and we opened up our way to our next world, being Clanker's Cavern. In today's episode we're going to be exploring a bit more of the cavern, getting practically everything there is left to be collected as per usual. I feel like I'm going to be a broken record at this point just by saying the same thing over and over again with each intro, but it shouldn't be too much of a hassle to do so. Already at 5, so we're pretty much just halfway down with the level already. Now, before we deal with more of Clanker, there are a few more things for us to do just over on the surface. Hey buddy, how's it going? Or we can just go back underwater, whatever. Just over here. This selection over here. Now, some of these little sections here I don't think can be accessed until you actually get Clanker above water. It's a bit finicky of a process, but I think that's how it works. First off being these. Do these have anything for us? They have notes, which are important, but feathers and eggs aren't as important. Well, the gold feathers are also helpful, but we also don't have the means to use that, so yeah. But we got ourselves another 1-up. That gets us to the max of 9. I don't know if the lives stack above 9. I don't think it's one. I'm not too sure if it's one of those ones. Old games where they do that. Which I never understood to begin with, by the way. Why is it that games limit themselves at 9 lives, whereas the lives are, you know, much more expansive than that? In fact, why are we still using lives in video games? We don't need lives in video games. That's a bygone. That's a thing of the past. Even in games where it did make sense, it didn't really make sense at all. To be really, it doesn't need to happen anymore, especially for 3D platforms like this. That's why they stopped doing it in Banjo-Tooie. In Banjo-Tooie, there are no lives. When you die, you just die and reset like at the level. It's much more simple of a process. Hell, their next game, Donkey Kong 64, had no lives. Okay, I forget if it is this one or the next one. Yep, that was just the 1-up. Okay, well that was a waste of time because that is where the honeycomb piece is. Great. So we're just gonna do a little bit of backtracking. But yeah, lives in modern games, they don't need to exist anymore. If you die and you go back. There's no reason for a game over. I cannot recall the last time a game had live system in a recent game. Because, like, I'm trying to remember, it's like, I can't. The only games I really remember are, like, Mario games, because those are staples at that point. For, like, the 2D games and stuff like that. That's to be expected, because you die a lot. But even then, I don't think you need to have lives for those type of games. And that boosts us up to 7 pieces of honeycombs, which is very nice. But yeah, I don't think you need to have lives for those types of games. They're just not necessary. At all. In any way whatsoever. Alright, I lied. We do have one more thing to do for Clanker. So, jumping on these things. This thing took me forever to figure out as a kid, too. So he said he has a toothache. So what we gotta do, if the stupid control stick, there we go. Toothache this side gone. Clanker swallowed reward. Go into his tooth. And grab ourselves a G. On the other end is a Mullo token. And yes, I suppose we'll grab that one, because why not? I think, how many tokens are we at? We're at 15. We already have enough for the next transformation, but I guess it's always nice to grab them. Hurry up. There we go. That's not what I wanted to have happen. How come that happened that time when the last time I wanted it to actually happen? Okay. How do we want to navigate Clanker? Well, we don't want to enter through his mouth because that will get us to skip out on a few things. I think we want to go in through the blowhole. Also, weird point. He has a blowhole. because this is where the witch switch is. That does that. Okay, now then. These spinning things, they can be dodged. It's just very tricky to do so because it's a little deceptive as to how many there are. Whoa. Especially with how many, but the scrape marks do help a little bit. Aha! Can't believe I actually did that. I think that's the first time I've ever gone through that without getting hit once. Cool. Alright, and this puts us here. I think we want to just head over to the other side. We can deal with this stuff later. Also, flying also does that. Enables some sharp turning. Again, weird that they enabled that with that feature, but they never tell the player that. Really weird. At least I don't think they tell you that. I don't think they do. Alright, these I probably can't dodge. So let's get Model's help here. This move uses Biko's wings as a shield against the bad guys. Cool. Does it make me invulnerable? Sure does. Hold Z and press the right C button. Keep Z held and use control stick to move around. Use it wisely though, as this move requires gold feathers. You can only carry 10 of them. Here, take these 5 valuable gold feathers with you. Learned all my new moves for this world. The rest is up to you. So yes, Invulnerability. This is practically our super invincible form. Simply hold Z and right stick, and there we go. Makes us completely immune to practically any form of damage. But greatly depletes our gold feathers, so use it sparingly. There are some enemies that can only be killed with this move, but those won't come until much, much later. Until a couple levels ahead. So we don't really need to worry about it all that much now. Okay, so let's deal with this, because this is going to take us a little bit. That's not what I wanted to do, but whatever. Actually, let's head to the mouth first, because this essentially, you know, requires us. These tendril-looking things, I believe, are called whiplashes. Disgusting. There is a way to kill them. You just gotta hit them with some eggs, or hit them with the invulnerability feathers. But, you know, with them being underwater, it's kind of unavailable to hit them at that point. This ain't Banjo-Kazooie where you can aim eggs underwater. God, I wish it was, though. That would make traversing some things so much easier. Will it? It could. There's not really much instances in this game where you would shoot eggs underwater. Oh well. And I don't know what this... Okay, so I'm going to be perfectly honest. I have no idea what the purpose of these rings are. I don't know why this is inside Clanker of all things. It's kind of a random thing to just have in a giant mechanical robot eating garbage disposal shark thing. But hey, whatever works, works. I guess. I don't know. It's just a weird minigame to have in something like this. Because this is not something I would expect in a garbage disposal shark. But, what do I know? Alright, in doing so, activates the water to rise up and gets herself another Jiggy. However, I don't think it rises far enough for us to actually grab it. We gotta use flight pad, or am I mistaken? I think I am mistaken. I am mistaken, alright. And that gets 9. Last one's obviously going to be the Jinjos. Oh, yeah, it doesn't require... cool. Okay. We want to go... I think this is actually where the Jinjo is. Out of the way. Yes, it is. Because we just head down here. Your Jinjo buddy right next to a Whiplash. And grab ourselves the Jiggy. There we go. Excellent. Okay. And I do believe the last 5 notes are just in this little spot here. So it shouldn't be too difficult to grab those. Hopefully, yes. 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 There we go. that is the cavern fully done, yes. Let's just check the totals. 110 to yes. Only 20 minutes. Very nice. Alright, and that just about does it for this level. We don't need to come back here for any reason whatsoever, so we are good to just head on out. Gave Clanker fresh air. Took care of his toothache. Took care of the rings inside of his body for some reason. I don't know what that was about, but we helped him in that regard, I guess. I don't know. I find it best to not question most things that happen in this game, because if I'm being honest, this game is a little weird. Just a little bit. I mean, when you control a bear and a bird and get advice from a mole and you're trying to fight a witch, but you have to go through a beach, a mountain, a sewer system with a giant waste disposal shark thing. I know. It's a weird game, but it's a great game nonetheless. Alright. Before we progress any further, we want to go ahead and hit this switch. Now we'll activate that pipe over there. And funnily enough, we can actually hit this switch over here again, but it won't do anything. I'm just going to show it off because it's weird. So yeah, it's up. And it's down. Doesn't do anything, but it's nice to hit buttons. Up here is where I think these are Champas, actually. And Brentilda. Grunty wears massive bloomers under that repulsive dress of hers. She's also got this nasty pet dog whose name is Big Naka. Sister sings in her own band, Grunty and the Broomstick Boys. They're awful. Alright, thank you, Brentilda. Who doesn't appear in any other game. It's a weird thing for these games to do. Brentilda doesn't appear, Tootie doesn't appear. The only people that do reappear is Mumbo. It's like Banjo-Kazooie, Mumbo, and Bottles. That's it. Weird. Really weird. Especially since, you know, the main focus of this game is saving our sister, yet she never appears in any other game. It's really, really bizarre. Anyway. Got our fourth picture here. Let's go ahead and pop in all those pictures, or jigsaws. And open up our fourth world. Bubble Gloop Swamp. Very nice. Alright, so I think we're good to just head on over. Only got 13 minutes. Surprised that took that long inside the cavern, but oh well, what can I do? Should we actually bother with going in Bubble Gloop Swamp this episode? I think we should. I don't see any reason not to. Yeah, we can do it. I don't see any reason not to. Getting there is going to be, you know, actually, no, we need to get the other thing first. Let's go get that. Need to get the Jiggy from the Witch Switch, which is one that I tend to miss quite a bit, and I don't know why. All we gotta simply do is just pound in the eyes, and the Jiggy pops up. There we go. Simple as that. Alright, without any dallying, let's head on over to where Bubble Gloop Swamp's entrance is. We gotta take out this note door, which is far, far easier than needed to be since we have 300 bloody notes. So yeah, nice and simple. And welcome to the statue room. Very self-deprecating. No, not self-deprecating. What's the opposite of deprecating? I don't know. Probably bad words if I'm being honest. Grunty, shut up. There we go. My lazy sister often sleeps in a pigsty, the dirty hag. The only thing she's ever won was the dirtiest I don't need to know that. She often boasts of appearing on the cover of Fat Hag Monthly, sitting on her broomstick. Yeah, I don't need to know these things, but unfortunately the game, we need to know these things. I don't want to know them. But for gameplay purposes, this is gameplay purposes. I am not joking when I'm saying this is important for the gameplay. Hello again. My fat old sister's favorite sport is loogie flick. Oh, come on. Although she's dim, she attended St. Dungball's school. Alright. You won't believe that Gruntilda's party trick is eating a bucket of beans. What? At least it's better than the other. I think one of the other bits for that trivia is I think she blows a balloon up with her butt or something. I don't know. They get really gross with some of these things. I'm glad I'm not getting as gross things here. Alright, Bubble Gloop Swamp. We don't actually want to explore it much, starting out, oddly enough. Bottles, there we go. Keep your eyes open for your new move. Big face. So, Bottles is conveniently easiest one to get, is literally right behind the starting point. These are the wading boots. Chicken Legs wears them so you can safely wade through the dangerous areas like the swamp for a limited time. Okay, Kazooie, let's go grab a pair. Great, now you know the swamp's new moves. Alright, with that knowledge ingrained, we do not need to stay in Bubble Gloop Swamp immediately. I know, very strange. We want to actually do a little bit more exploring just outside of the entrance. Because there is something that we need to get. It's a bit of a fucking trial to do so. So, grab the wading boots over here. Yep, with the wading boots we're able to traverse pretty much any hazardous surface such as the swamps, because otherwise the swamp waters are infested with piranhas, and they will start nibbling at our feet and slowly draining our health bit by bit. So where we want to go is over here. And while we're over here, I guess we can also open up the next world. This isn't the only reason we're here. But yes, while we're here, we can go ahead and open up the next world because, you know, it's needed. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, we got plenty. Opens up Free ZZ Peak for later. We'll worry about that later, but right now we want to head over here and break this. There, nice and simple. That's all we needed to do over here. Could have done the painting with something else, but we needed to break that with Banjo and Kazooie. Alright, and with that, I feel like we're actually good to call the episode here. I'm comfortable with making these episodes like 18 minutes long or so. 18 to 20 minutes. Seems like a good length for most of the episodes. So, and this also feels like a good stopping point as well. So, next time on Banjo-Kazooie, we are going to be fully exploring Bubble Gloop Swamp. Maybe in one episode this time. Who knows? We'll see. Get out of the shot, Buzz Bomber. Come on. See you guys next time. Trying to do an outro here.